Howdy, hey folks, Jesse here, and welcome to a Digimon TCG match gameplay video. You know how we do on the channel, but by this point, at least I hope you do. If you don't, then that means you're new, and hey, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. Today, we got a Bloomlord versus WarGreymon match. Wow, what a surprise. It's like the title should have told you that. Obviously, I'm the one playing Bloomlord. Love Bloomlord. And my opponent is playing WarGreymon, utilizing, all the new stuff out of BT14 and the starter deck. I evolved the new SR Palmon in the back, put out a agility training searcher card. My opponent does basically the same thing, but goes all the way up to a Greymon, making sure to play the agility training before he goes Greymon. Since this Greymon is not dual colored, it means he would have been locked out using his red options. We set up 2 more agility trainings. Holy smokes, holy smokes. This game is just a matter of setup, realistically, but this version of Greymon requires a decent amount of setup, and green is always just like, hey, you got a lot of memory boosts? No? Okay, well, okay. And yeah, we're going to use I believe we used an agility training to go into the Sunflowmon. Sunflow is going to play out the Palmon. We're going to use another agility training to go into Agitarmon. Agitarmon, I believe, is going to suspend Sunflow with its main effect to play out, not Sunflow, Palmon, to play out another Palmon. This Palmon is going to find us the restricted to 1 per deck Blossomon. We are sitting at 0 memory. We're going to go into Sunflowmon. Sunflowmon is going to suspend, play out Lalamon, which is just going to find us a Cherry, which is a-okay. I believe we're going to then Digizorb, using the Lalamon to suspend as cost no, we're going to go Cherry. Actually, I thought we were going to go into the Blossomon to continue our turn. Interesting. I suppose we aren't feeling very threatened right now, and we're able to choke my opponent at 1, and we might be missing Bloom from our hand currently, which is, okay. My opponent went the Black Agu X out of BT11, I believe it was. It has the exact same inheritable as the restricted Gray X, so I understand why I wanted to play it. It does mean, evolving into like this. I'm now realizing, I recorded this video like a month ago, I feel. He was actually not able to play this offensive training here. I'm now realizing that because he has no red sources. All his Digimon are black only. Interesting. Well, except a game state is unfortunately a thing, so we went Agitarmon suspending Lalamon to play out another Palmon, which then found us a Bloom. We're going to go HPD, suspend the Palmon that we just played to Evo into Bloomlord. We're going to gain back 3, gain back an additional 1 through Agitar as well. I believe we've already drawn off of all the inheritables that we were supposed to draw off of. We're going to go Sunflow for 2, and at this point I think we're just trying to get at least 4 suspended Digimon on the attack, so that way we're able to do 3 checks here. We are going to swing, lose the Cherrymon, which is fine. It's okay. It sucks to see. I do. I won't lie. I think what we might have been trying to do with swinging that Cherrymon was be greedy, hope it survives the first check, and then we Blossom suspending Lala, so that way we can just blow through the rest of the security and be set up for game next turn. But that Cherrymon dying is what stopped all those hopes and dreams, We are going to go Agitar. Agitar suspend the Lala to play out the Sunflow. The Sunflow, I believe we are going to use its main effect to go into another Bloom for a reduced cost of 2. And then we're going to gain back, goodness gracious, 6. We're going to swing for the final check. And yeah, we're basically just, hey, if you kill me, you kill me. But we're just saying, too good of a position, honestly. It is going to be very hard for my opponent to do anything to me this following turn. He might be able to clear out my board, but we have a rookie in the back. So it's either establish a lot of blockers while clearing board or concede, basically. He's going to go the Metal Gray Ace, popping the Sunflow. I think he also does not actually remember that we have a redirect with the Cherrymon. Apologies, just need a sip of coffee. He's going to go Metal Gray Altarius mode, the promo, of course, to pop the Palmon. Our deck is thin here. I think after I turned off the camera and we were getting set up for game 2, I was just joking around with my opponent and being like, yeah, because he doesn't like playing against Bloom, right? So he was grumbling a little bit. I'm like, hey, yeah, it really does not help that I just picked up at least half my deck and said, this is my hand now. This is my hand. And he's just going to scoop it up. We're going to go into game 2. I believe he is going first here. I cannot quite remember. Set up that security after doing the mulligan. Yes, he is going first. He's going to hatch BT5 card will go into Agu and then go into the starter deck Ray. We're going to go Lalamon in the back and then, of course, just go agility training. I believe that was Sunflow that we picked up. And we're just going to go Palmon, grabbing, I believe, yep, Palmon. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of setup. Not as crazy of a setup, you know, we're not seeing our trainings as many as we did in the first game, which is honestly probably for the best. But we are going to promote. We are at 4 memory. 4 is a lot to work with, especially with this training out on the board. We're going to go Sunflow. Sunflow is going to... Are we using the Sunflow? Yes, we're going to use the Sunflow. We're going to suspend the Palmon to play out a BT13 Sunflow here. I, for some reason, almost forgot what set it came out of. It literally just came out, like... BT13 was such a long format, y'all. That came out in what? July? I think it was July. It wasn't a bad format. I'll quit my yapping. I believe... Okay. That's how it makes sense to me. I was so curious of myself of why I must not have a Bloom in hand. I'm looking back at this video and I'm just like, why am I doing things I'm doing? Because you're missing cards there, big dog. Is basically how I'm having to view it. Also having to remember that my opponent does have a memory setter and all that. He does find a WarGreymon name in an X-Antibody card. Oh my goodness. You gotta love hitting full value off of your searchers every time that you do. Metal Gray Ace is going to pop the SR Palmon. He does not want to have a pseudo Ice Wall put onto one of his Digimon this next turn. He's going to go Metal Greymon X-Antibody. I'm going to slide the X-Annie under there, and oh goodness golly. Gonna go into WarGrey X. I kind of forgot what was going on here for a sec, so My apologies. A whole bunch of checks, let me tell you what. He is declaring at the Agitar, I believe. And we redirect it into the Palmon through the Cherry. We're gonna use the Mimi's on play. He's gonna get back a bunch of memory. Wowzers. And that is how it goes. That's just how it be sometimes, you know. He's gonna... Us redirecting it to the Palmon did just mean we absolutely do force him to use the end of attack on the Agitar. And he is... Oh, he was mistaken here. He forgot that is Greymon only. Well, Greymon and Omnimon. For the BT12 Agumon Inheritable, hey, Agumon X is not a Greymon or an Omnimon. So he could not crash. That is what he was trying to do there. Going to go into Greymon. I believe just these two are honestly more than enough for what we got going on. I believe, so I think our play here is, as long as we have the Bloom in hand, of course, is we're going to go Agitar, actually. We probably don't have the Bloom. Also, I think I mistakenly read this Mimi at one point and thought that it worked like Yoshino. It don't. Here's how we... yeah, I use it correctly here, though. I don't know why. I'm just a silly little guy, I guess. We're going to go Sunflow to then play out a Palmon. We find a Bloom. Apologies for the cut there. We had to stop the game for a second. My opponent had to go take a phone call. We are going to go into the Bloom, suspend itself, gain back 3, gain back 1 off of Agitar. Then we are going to go into Blossom for free, which means that we are now doing 3 checks. We're going to try to go over the WarGreymon X. And we are just big enough. I believe the WarGreymon X is 15 here. And then, yeah. We're going to still do our 3 checks. Our opponent is going to, yeah, you know how it go. I don't know why I'm getting like so just lost and confused here on with myself. Going to find a Greymon X after the security Greymon that played out the Agumon that did the actual searching. We're going to go Bloom, unsuspend, gaining back 4. This time we are going to go over the WarGreymon X, pierce through, do the final 2 checks. Overflow is going to kick in. We're going to get 3 more memory. We're going to go Toga. I believe we're going to go Toga in the back as well. And then we're just going to play out Palmon. And it's basically guaranteed to be us this following turn. But our opponent is going to do their best to, you know, try to get some damage going. We're going to go Agu X, finding a Greymon and an X antibody. Goodness. Going to go EX. Whoa. I short-circuited there, y'all. I apologize. EX1 Greymon, Alt Art, and then into the Greymon X. From BT9, of course. We have not seen the one of yet. I'm going to go Metal Greymon for the full cost. And I believe he is going to slide an X antibody under there and declare raid. Or no X antibody under there. Must not have a WarGreymon X, not WarGreymon X. Or I suppose WarGreymon X as well, but or a Metal Grey X. Going to clear out the Palmon, go into Altarius mode, which will clear out the Togemon. But at this point is just it's just guaranteed us. His Metal Gray X is not going to do anything on its own. We know he does not play the Black WarGrey top end, and even then we had enough checks to get through it. This WarGrey is actually the biggest threat in his deck that he could have done, and it's at best going to stop 2 attacks, and we have 4. So that's going to be it, guys. You'll get to see the rest play out, but yeah, catch you later. Bye bye.